Hello YouTube, my name is Nero, and today we have some Call of Duty Ghosts in another episode of KEM Strike Saturday, which of course is the weekly series here on my channel where subscribers send me in KEM Strikes. This one was sent in by a guy named Harithio, who is a returning guest here on KEM Strike Saturday, having been featured 3 of the past 4 weeks. Now that I think about it, which is quite a lot, because he made his first appearance 4 weeks ago, then he was on 3 weeks ago, then he wasn't on last week, but now he's on again this week. So yeah, 3 of the past 4 weeks, Harithio here has been featured, and that's kind of crazy, but he's sending in some pretty freaking crazy gameplay, and that's why he's getting featured. That's how you get featured on KEM Strike Saturday. It's that simple. Have some crazy stuff, and that's what he has here, and we're just making a nice return here with a nice P226 pistol-only free-for-all KEM Strike, which is crazy. He joined late even. He joined late. Like, if you pay attention at the very beginning, the person that was in first place already had 7 kills when he joined, which is pretty nuts. And he comes in here using a pistol, an unsilenced pistol at that, only using the muzzle brake, and he just comes in here and just starts dominating everybody. So let's talk about the perks before we get into the commentary here. We're using Ready Up, one of the fantastic perks in the game. Everyone loves Ready Up. You should use on everything. We've got Dead Silence, which is especially useful when you're playing free-for-all like he is right now. It makes it so your own footsteps are quieter, as well as it makes it a bit easier to isolate the sound of enemy footsteps. We're also pairing that with Amplify. I should mention he's got that down there, which will make it so you can hear enemy footsteps a bit louder. So Dead Silence and Amplify, perfect combo, and you should totally use it whenever you're playing free-for-all. He's got Scavenger on there, so in case he starts getting low on ammo, he can just pick up more off of the people he's going to be killing. And chances are, you kind of treat, I guess if you're going pistol only, you can kind of treat it kind of as if it's like a submachine gun, where the kills you're going to get with your pistol are going to be really close to kind of submachine gun range, right? So chances are you're going to be able to run over the body, be able to pick up more ammo that way. And of course, the last thing you want is to only be using a pistol and have no ammo in that pistol, because then at that point you're just knifing only. So you definitely want to have some kind of ammo perk on there. So he's gonna have Scavenger. He's gonna have Focus as well, one of the best perks in the game. I've talked about it many times. As well as we have Hardline, which is gonna make it so he can get his support streaks a bit faster, as well as get his KEM Strike faster, which can be pretty helpful. This thing's crazy, man. It takes me back. Like, when I was watching this gameplay initially, right? Where I was watching this initially, kind of previewing it, seeing if it was good. And I wanted to, of course, see whether or not it was going to be on KEM Strike Saturday. And I looked at it, and it kind of just brought back, like, a bunch of nostalgic memories already for Call of Duty Ghosts. Because it doesn't seem like it, but one of the first, like, real popular KEM Strike Saturday videos that we had was actually, I think, also using the P226 pistol. It was one of the pistols in the game. It was actually sent in by Bazonka way back when, and it was on the map Tremor. And that was one of the first, it was one of the very early on KEM Strikes that we've had, and it was one of our very first popular ones. And that was so many months ago. Then you realize the fact that it's October now, and actually, it's October 4th. And doesn't Call of Duty Advanced Warfare drop November 4th? Are we 1 month away? Wow. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. It feels as though this time is really just kind of blown by over this entire year. It feels like Call of Duty Ghosts just came out not that long ago, to be perfectly honest, but it's already about gone. It's already about done. And a lot of us, I think, we're kind of disappointed by a lot of different things within Call of Duty Ghosts, myself especially, but just the fact that it's almost over already and that a new game is coming out, and it's just weird. It's definitely weird. Like, I remember walking Freight here. I mean, what he's doing here on Freight, I remember doing this in free-for-all on Freight, freaking way back last November. Yeah, I remember doing this kind of stuff. What he's doing throughout, like, the entirety of the video is he's taking over the lumberyard. The lumberyard, when you're playing free-for-all, is kind of where you want to go. Because this is weird. When I first started playing a new Call of Duty game, I snipe a lot, 1, and I play free-for-all a lot, 2. Those are 2 things I always end up doing when a new Call of Duty game comes out for whatever reason, but I don't ever end up doing them like later on in the game's life cycle. Like, once the game's been out for a few months, I rarely end up playing free-for-all, and once the game's been out for a few months, I rarely snipe anymore. But for whatever reason, I start sniping a lot when I first start playing. I also start playing free-for-all a lot when that game first comes out. And I remember, even having the game early, I'm sitting there playing free-for-all, and we're playing on the map for 8, and I quickly learned that the best place to go was actually towards the lumber mill when you're playing on this map, because there's something about all the spawn points that it has that makes it very easy. And that's how you win free-for-all. I'm sure you guys already know this. I'm kind of just beating a dead horse here, but when you're playing free-for-all, oh, check this out real quick. Check this out real quick, though. He kills that guy. The dog, like, glitches in air, and luckily doesn't kill him. He's able to kill off the dog, which is just freaking nuts, I thought that was pretty cool. Very clutch moment. Very clutch moment. But when I first started playing Call of Duty games, I like to snipe a lot, right? And it's just one of of those things that, like, when I'm learning the maps, so I'm learning how to play the game, it just helps out playing free-for-all. And when you come here and you realize, when you're playing free-for-all, that, okay, there's a spawn point here, there's a spawn point here, that's when you realize, like, okay, I need to be here, you know? That's how you do. That's how you do well when you're playing free-for-all. You find 2 main spawn points or two trafficked areas, you know? You just kind of wedge yourself in between them, and then you have tons of traffic. That's just how you play free-for-all. You find a spot where people like to spawn, and that's where you kill them. You don't just go for, like, a high vantage point or something like that, like, oh, I'm trying to think, like, maybe on top, like, the 3rd story, like, on top of the barn here on Freight. Yeah, that's a very popular spot in, say, Domination, Team Deathmatch, stuff like that. But people don't spawn up there or anything like that. So if you go up there and you start camping up there on top of the 3 story, you're not going to really do that well. But if you're running throughout the entirety of the lumber mill, like we're doing throughout this video, that's when you're going to find a lot of people, because a lot of people spawn here. If they, you know, you kill somebody there, they're going to spawn up. They're like, okay, that some bitch is back at the lumber mill. And they're going to come on and try and run you down at the lumber mill. That's really just how it goes. So if you're playing on Freight, definitely want to check out the lumber mill. It's one of those things about free-for-all, too. When you're playing free-for-all, you can kind of really, like, learn the spawn system. Even if you're learning the spawn system for a certain map in free-for-all, it can really help you out on other maps, even in, like, Team Deathmatch and stuff like that. Because you remember, oh boy, I remember in free-for-all, they have to spawn them a lot in that corner, and chances are they're going to probably spawn them in this game mode as well. It could really end up helping you out. Free-for-all is just one of those game modes that's pretty fun to play, and, yeah, I don't know, something about free-for-all is fun. I think it's just because you're not really relying on anybody besides yourself. I think we've all had those situations where you have to rely on your teammates, and you're having a really good game, but your teammates are all having awful games, and you just end up getting destroyed because of that. And there's really nothing you could do. You tried your best to carry, you led the lobby, you led your team, but you end up losing. It's like, I hate teammates when they don't know what they're doing, and you can just go play free-for-all, and it's all up to you. It's all on you. But there we go. We end up picking up the KEM Strike right there, just taking out the guy right there in the lumberyard, like I said, which is pretty awesome. We finish here with a final score, obviously, of going to be 30-0. Flawless free-for-all, joined in late. The guy already had 7 kills. He has a 7-kill lead on him. He has a 2-kill lead on him right now, but of course he's going to win because of the KEM Strike, and he wins. Now, unfortunately, this is where the KEM Strike kind of, the video that he sent me, this is where it cut off, so I screenshotted it, you know, and so I can have something for you guys to look at while I talk here. I thought that was a pretty cool looking picture, because this exact moment in the gameplay is where the video cut off that he sent me. We don't get to see a final score, but of course it's obvious. He didn't die at all. It's free-for-all, and the game ended, so he, of course, went 30-0. But I thought it was a cool looking picture. I think that's pretty cool. That looks pretty sick right there. I gotta say, that's pretty nice. But regardless, congrats to you, Mr. Harithio. Pretty awesome KEM Strike. Congrats on being featured the past 4 weeks. That's kind of absurd. And what's kind of weird, going back to what I was talking about towards the beginning of the video, with Call of Duty Ghosts being almost done, and Advanced Warfare coming out next month, like, how much longer is KEM Strike Saturday going to go on for? That's weird to think about. Regardless, I hope you guys all enjoyed this episode of KEM Strike Saturday, and if you did, please be sure to leave a rating where you guys feel the video deserves. If you guys would like to send in your guys' KEM Strikes for next week's episode of KEM Strike Saturday, everything you guys need to see is on your screen right now. No commentary, no color correction. Try and render your video out to a very nice quality. Take that high quality video, upload to YouTube as unlisted, link me via personal message here on YouTube, and then congratulations, you have submitted your video for next week's episode of KEM Strike Saturday. If you guys like to go ahead and check out Mr. Harithio, who of course was the awesome player in this video, he's a returning guest here in KEM Strike Saturday. Like I mentioned throughout the entirety of this video, he's been featured quite a lot lately. If you guys want to go ahead and check out his YouTube channel, it's youtube.com/Harithio, H-A-A-R-I-T-H-I-O, Harithio. You go check him out, you're going to find primarily Call of Duty content. He's got Black Ops 2 and Call of Duty Ghost stuff, but as you guys probably know, my favorite stuff that he does are the glitch tutorials on Black Ops 2 that will show you how to get outside of Nuketown or get on top of the map raid. Those are pretty cool, interesting videos that will teach you how to do it and show you what you need to do. If you guys want to go ahead and try out that kind of stuff in a private match, I've said that every single week, man. Those are my favorite videos that he has, but he also has a bunch of great videos that are mostly relating to Call of Duty Ghost and Black Ops 2 and things of that nature, and I'm assuming he's going to have a bunch of Advanced Warfare stuff when that comes out as well. So he's definitely worth a look. If you haven't given him the chance already, go check him out at youtube.com/Harithio. I hope you guys all enjoyed this episode of KEM Strike Saturday, and if you did, please be sure to leave a rating. Hope you guys all have a wonderful day.